Mia. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you, Miss Duncan?
Good. You seem to be in much better spirits today
I
than
am.
a couple weeks ago when we met. I hope you don't mind that I asked you to sit at my table with me because I want to go over some of this information that I gathered about different scholarships and college opportunities, since I know that's something that's really important to you and it's been on your mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
With your permission, I did consult with some of my colleagues as well as some of the college admissions counselors that you had mentioned to some of the schools that you had been interested in. So I do want to go over some of that information with you, and I have all this information that you can keep so that if you have questions, you can go over it with your parents, anything like that. Also, you know that if your parents want to come in and we can all meet together,
Okay.
we can definitely do that.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, so first I just wanted to talk about some of the general things that you'll have to do. I know you've taken the SAT and you have the opportunity to take it again, but your scores look really good. Something I definitely noticed about your transcripts is that you're an extremely strong academic student. So I know that you were heavily relying on your soccer skills, but I think you should know that you also have these opportunities academically. All the schools I talked to felt that academically you were equally as strong as you are athletic. So the College Foundation, definitely something that you need to think about. A lot of the financial aid stuff will go through them.
Okay.
Also, some of the scholarships that I found for you that I outlined in some of this paperwork
Okay.
has to do with being a first generation college student.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's something that I know you had talked about being, so that's important. There's lots of opportunities for you there. This folder mostly has things from, even the National Guard, some of those things. Military.
I definitely don't think my parents want me to go into the service.
Okay, well, you know what? You can take it or leave it. It's in the pile.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions about any of this information?
Does the scholarship process add a lot of time to the application process, or do you usually get accepted and then are considered for scholarships? Do you know how that works?
That's a really good question. In my experience, and this is definitely a question I can take to some of my colleagues again, some of those things happen simultaneously where you apply for both at the same time, and some you can apply for separately. Some of these scholarships that I've gotten information about actually aren't related specifically to the schools, so you can apply for those anytime and they have their own deadlines.
Okay.
Some of the financial aid, the national financial aid that the government does, those are going to have their own set of application deadlines that may correspond with your schools, or they may not. So that's something that you're going to want to make note of for each different.
And so, like with the scholarship stuff, I can add multiple scholarships together?
Absolutely, absolutely. You can apply for every single one of these scholarships that I've helped you compile, and you can, if you get every single one of them, then all of that will go towards your schooling. There's also loans, and I think that what I would love to see you do is maybe establish some goals, some measurable goals. Also, the goals should be attainable, positive, specific goals during your college application process. So, what's a goal that you think you can help establish while you're going through this information?
I mean, I think a goal would be to narrow down maybe like top 2 or 3 schools that are within a price range, even if it wasn't completely covered by scholarship, that the loan would be feasible, or it wouldn't be too extravagant. Like certainly don't see like a Duke or an out-of-state school being an option just because of the cost of it.
Yeah, well, I don't think you want to rule anything out. Like I said before, your grades put you in a competitive category for places like Duke. So I definitely don't want you to rule those out, but that's a good first goal. It's measurable because you're going to be able to narrow down those schools. It's attainable because it's certainly something that you have the ability to do. It's positive because we're getting you on the right track of where for your college process. And it's also specific because you know exactly what you're looking for in each of those criteria. I would say making it a little more specific, and you said you wanted to do 2 to 3 school. So that's also good. That's a very specific goal.
I mean, because it costs money, right, for the application process.
It does, and sometimes schools will waive that for you depending on your situation. Sometimes they won't. So that's another criteria that you'll want to look at. So good. I think that we've got some good information for you. Like I said, that I hope you're feeling a little better about the process.
Yeah, it seems like there are more alternatives to being able to go to school than just relying on an athletic scholarship.
Absolutely, and I hope that takes some of the pressure off of how you were feeling in our previous meetings.
Oh, I hope so.
Good. Well, I'm really proud of you. I think that you're a really excellent student, and I see you going really far, whether you do soccer or just academic scholarships. You can also combine the two. So maybe we can make a plan to meet again, have your parents meet with us, maybe even your coach can sit in. You know, we just really want to have a whole team of people because we all are believing in you.
Thanks
Thanks again, Mia. I'll see you around school.
Bye.